Senator John Thune joins us. Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, Greta.
So there's a delay. I suppose some people are having a little trouble with the system.
Well, if you listen to what Senator Reid said today at a press conference, the reason that people are having a problem with this is because they're not educated on using the Internet. Now that's on.
But that assumes that you have an Internet that works.
Right. But that's on top of statements he made previously on the Senate floor, where he said that these stories that are being told, people are just making them up. Essentially, called the American people liars. So, I mean, I think they're desperately looking for some way to explain why you've had now like 30 delays, and this most recent one piled on to the previous ones basically is just another example that this law isn't working. And they know it's not working. They obviously want to protect vulnerable Democrats who are running for re-election this year, and I think that's basically what these delays are all about.
Well, it's sort of interesting. This delay, as I understand it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that there's about a 2-week extension beyond March 31st in which you can elect to have a delay, right? I mean, that's not 2 weeks is not the new deadline. It's not April 14th is the new deadline. April 14th is the deadline for you to figure out you need an extension. Yeah,
and you can kind of get an extension for any kind of hardship. And you can kind of define what a hardship is. So it's very loosely constructed. My guess is this will lead to subsequent further delays as well. But I guess the question is, the president says he's proud of the law. He says it's working as it should. If it's working so well, why do you have to constantly delay it and carve out and exempt and you know, protect certain groups of people that the president's trying to protect? Well, in this case, a lot of people who actually are going to be real upset about this if the mandate actually kicks in, and probably going to take it out on Democrats in November.
Well, I happen to be one of those who really wants every American who's sick to have access to medical care, but whatever we do has got to be smart. It's got to be effective, efficient. People have to understand it. It has to be fair. And it has to be good medical care. And it almost seems like these constant, every time there's an extension, it undermines at least my sense that this is anywhere remotely figured out by anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I think what this says, and I think the American people have picked up on this, which is why they're having trouble getting people to sign up, is it just isn't working. It doesn't add up. You're having canceled coverages, these skyrocketing premiums, people losing their doctors and access to their hospitals. I think all of us want to see Americans have access to affordable health care. There was just a much better way to do it than having the government take over 1/6 of the economy and then, you know, try and roll it out in a way that it simply was inexplainable to the American people.
Well, I think if President Obama were here right now, he'd say, look, I understand there are problems with the system, but I'd like to fix those problems. And Republicans just say, no, you know, we're not going to try to fix it. We don't like it at all.
Republicans we want to fix it, but we don't think this is fixable, which is why I think we have to go back to the drawing board, repeal it, start over, do this in a step-by-step way, address the problems that we have in the health care system in America today, acknowledging that the status quo doesn't work, isn't sufficient, but do it in a way that creates more competition in the marketplace, more choices for consumers. Make this about consumers and not government agencies and 25,000 pages of regulations and 2,700-page bills.
I think we talk about the consumers. I think when we get sticker shock, I think that this is the first round. It's going to mean nothing. It's the second round when people have to start, you know, next year. I think that's the problem. You know, that's where we're really going to see the sticker shock.
Yeah, I think when people re-up, and that, you know, that's what happened in the fall, but they'll start setting, the insurance companies will start setting those rates this summer. I think people are going to see a whole new round of sticker shock, and they're going to be mortified when they see it.
Yeah, it's bad now for a lot of people. I think it probably is going to get worse, especially for all those young people that aren't in there. Anyway, Senator,
more delays.
Nice to see you, sir.
Nice to see you, Greta.
And as we